A beloved icon, a comedy genius, a television marvel spanning 9 decades of broadcast, Betty White has passed away at the age of 99, less than 3 weeks before she was to turn 100 years old. The actress being mourned this New Year's Eve by countless admirers around the world. Hey there, everybody. JB Biunno here with you live on WFLA Now. Terrible, sad news to report here. According to TMZ, People Magazine, and now multiple reports that are just coming out over the last hour, Betty White, dead at the age of 99 years old. Widely known for some of the most legendary comedy roles in TV, being a female who was a trailblazer for so many other comedy geniuses that would follow in the decades after. This is somebody who got her start in front of a microphone in radio in 1930, when she was just a little kid. Again, a career spanning 9 decades of broadcast, culminating here with a New Year's Eve passing, the one that's going to be difficult for a lot of folks to swallow, especially folks that remember her from some of her most iconic roles, going back to CBS with the Mary Tyler Moore Show back in the 70s. Of course, she played Sue Ann on that show. Golden Girls is perhaps her most recognizable role. She played Rose on NBC sitcom The Golden Girls, spanning 1985 to 1992, also known as Elka in the TV land sitcom Hot in Cleveland in the early 2010s as well. That's one of her more recent roles, but she was known for being larger than life. Hard to find somebody who doesn't know who Betty White is. We're going to be spending the next several minutes. We're going to stay here with you for some time as we read through some of your comments and engage with you interactively here. A lot of folks, I'm sure, just now learning of this news, and it's terrible news. And we're, of course, awaiting more details on exactly how this transpired and what went wrong, because unfortunately, with Betty White's passing, I had seen memes and I'd seen social media posts that she was very much looking forward to being 100 years old, and here we have her passing just 3 weeks before her 100th birthday. That age was going to, again, 100 years old. She was going to turn 100 on January 17th. She was born January 17th, 1922. Unbelievable how much she has accomplished over the course of her career, how many people she was able to touch around the world, and really what she was able to do for females in what was, for a very long period of time, over probably the majority of her career, a very male-dominated industry, for what she was able to do, being a female pioneer both in front of and behind the camera, a titan in both production and a titan in her on-screen roles. She will, of course, be incredibly missed, and people who will always remember the memes, remember all the moments, Saturday Night Live, some of the moments from her award shows as well, nominated for Golden Globe. She was honored with Lifetime Achievement Awards. She was referred to, of course, as the mayor of Hollywood, named the honorary mayor of Hollywood in the 50s. So this is somebody who, again, spanning back decades and decades, a beloved icon in TV, one who is no longer with us. Again, for those of you just joining us, Betty White passed away at the age of 99, just a few weeks before her 100th birthday. And want to get a lot of folks involved here, and I want to ask you what your most fond memory of Betty White is. You can see here on the left side of your screen underneath my name, hashtag HeyJB, as we do here interactively on WFLA Now. You can use hashtag HeyJB, and we'll feature some of your comments, and we'll start to do that. We also have a Facebook Live poll here asking you, what is your most memorable Betty White role? What's your most memorable Betty White sitcom that you may perhaps watched growing up, or maybe have friends or family that watched growing up? I'm talking to the younger audiences out there, but I will, of course, always remember Betty White from Golden Girls. A lot of laughs, of course, with her playing Sue on Golden Girls. She was, in my opinion, nothing against the rest of the incredible ensemble cast that was the Golden Girls, but I always watched Golden Girls for Rose. I always thought that she was the funniest by far, always with her witty one-liners and her sense of humor that was just truly one of a kind. So I'm going to read through some of the comments here, and again, use hashtag HeyJB, as we do here interactively on WFLA Now. Use hashtag HeyJB, and we can animate your comment on screen, and we'll start to do so. And we'll start here with Arlene. Arlene saying, hashtag HeyJB, I am so sad to hear this. My father just turned 104 years old. We'll hit the applause button for for your father, Arlene. That's really fantastic. 104. And we always joke that we had to make sure to leave this world a better place for him and Betty White. 104 years old to your father, Arlene. That's fantastic. And yeah, that was the running joke online, was that Betty White was always going to be here, always going to be providing laughs. That you would always turn on the Golden Globes. You would always turn on something big that people were watching, whether it be a sitcom, a big sitcom special, or it was an award show of some kind. You were always going to see an appearance from Betty White. She was larger than life, one of those charismatic personalities that she was always everywhere making everybody laugh. It seemed like if there was a big moment in history, a big moment in comedy television history, Betty White was a part of it. Of course, also known for her appearances on Saturday Night Live as well. Let us know, what are some of your favorite Betty White moments? We got Sidoni. Sidoni is here joining us. Arlene, thank you for your comment. Sidoni is joining us here as well. Hashtag HAB. Loved her quick wit as Rose. She will be missed. Prayers to her family and friends. Yeah, let's light up the comment section. I know that YouTube loves to do this. Speaking specifically to our YouTube audience, let's light up the comment section there with the rose emoji, because that's just selfishly for me for a second, that was my favorite role, was her as Rose on Golden Girls. Just a one of a kind. It was always the witty one-liners, those sarcastic jabs that she would always find a way to interject into a funny scene. It was just again, one of a kind to see Rose on Golden Girls. So Sidoni, thanks a lot for your comment. We'll look for some more. Again, let us know what you guys think. Yeah, this is so terrible as well. Heather here pointing out, hashtag HAB, so sad, was looking forward to her huge birthday special. Loved her, grew up watching her. And you know that there was going to be something special for Betty White's 100th birthday. Heather bringing up an excellent point here. That wasn't going to be just a date on the calendar that was just going to flip over from one date to the next without there being something really big and special. Perhaps the biggest birthday party in the world for Betty White, turning 100 years old. So sad, just absolutely terrible that it would be 3 weeks, roughly 3 weeks before January 17th, when she was set to turn 100, that she would pass away, and doing so on New Year's Eve. A day, of course, it's usually a day of happiness as we turn the calendar from one year to the next. But let's also I'm just going to be frank with a lot of people that have been joining us. 2020 has been a really crummy year. 2021 has been a crummy year as well. We can only hope that 2022 is going to be a much better year. We have, of course, Betty White's passing now being lumped in and included with 2021. This is a tough one to swallow for sure. Someone who brought so much happiness, and you never want to talk about somebody's passing. We have celebrity deaths that occur, of course, all too frequently, and we talk about them here on the news. And sometimes someone will pass away, someone that you'll look back through the annals of history, and they have more of a divisive past. Betty White is as universally beloved as perhaps any celebrity, any icon, any titan of the TV world as there ever will be. Someone who was just universally loved by admirers, really, as I said earlier, around the world. You're not going to find anybody out there that didn't at least enjoy some of her moments in TV history, whether it was on the Mary Tyler Moore Show or whether or not it was with Golden Girls or one of the countless other specials. She had an illustrious career that spanned so many other shows. I mean, game shows she was also a big part of. Hollywood Squares is one that immediately comes to mind as well. And so just to again, the amount of projects that she was involved in, both in front of and behind the camera, there was only one Betty White, and there will only ever be one Betty White. We'll look for some more. Hashtag HeyJB comments. We have Crystal Lee Rodriguez joining us. Hello, Crystal. And again, use hashtag HeyJB. If you would like your comment to be featured on screen, you can use hashtag HeyJB. If you don't want your comment to be featured on a news broadcast like our own, just don't use the hashtag. We'll let your comment continuously kind of scroll on by up the screen. Crystal Rodriguez, hashtag HeyJB. I could not believe this. I thought this was fake news until I opened this up. Honestly, I thought that she would outlive us all. The news originally broke about 40 or so minutes ago from TMZ. TMZ was the first to break it. People magazine soon there followed up, and now it's being widely reported that Betty White passing away this New Year's Eve 2021. It's one of those stories you open up and you want it to be one of those fake flare-ups of news, right? When you see an article and it gets shared, and then the celebrity would come out afterwards and say, no, I'm actually okay. But we have, again, multiple reports now confirming that Betty White is dead at the age of 99. You wish it was different. You wish it was some New Year's Eve prank, or even though that's not a prank that you would ever want to see with somebody's death, especially somebody as beloved as Betty White. You wouldn't want to tug at someone's heartstrings like that, but it's just absolutely terrible that we have this news here today. But again, we're doing this to honor the life of Betty White, and you can do so by using hashtag HJB and get my attention here in the comment section. Shea Terry with this next comment that's getting loaded up. And we've got a lot of people watching across various platforms, Facebook, YouTube, WFLA.com, our various Nexstar sister station websites and apps. Shea here, hashtag HJB. Her 80-plus years on TV is a record. It is. She broke barriers as the first female producer of a TV show and will be remembered as the amazing animal activist she was. May she rest in peace. I didn't really have that in my notes here in front of me, but I'm very glad that Shea here brought it up. Her animal activism as well, and I'll see if I can bring up some notes. Yeah, she had a tremendous, she apparently was featured in many television commercials highlighting her interest in animal welfare. That was a big part of her life. She apparently, according to this, she yeah, she also had a calendar that she had put out at one point featuring photos from her career and alongside various animals as well. So animals a huge part of her life. Again, what's not to love about Betty White? As American as American pie. I mean, it's as wholesome and as good, or as American as apple pie. I mean, as good as it gets when it comes to the celebrities that we turn on our TVs to watch. You know, if Betty White was part of something you wanted to just see, you wanted to see her because she also had one of those infectious smiles, as you see there on the right side of your screen. Let's load up a bunch of comments here, and we'll try to get to as many as possible, and load up a bunch. I'm looking for hashtag HJB in the Facebook Live and YouTube Live comment section. We'll load up a bunch here. And you know what, though? Also, I want to bring up our interactive poll here as well. We just eclipsed 10,000 votes in our interactive poll here. This is powered through Facebook Live. And we asked, what's your favorite Betty White TV show? And yeah, no surprise. No surprise. 88% of people agree with me. It's Golden Girls. Golden Girls, just again, one of those shows. One of those shows that, yes, there's an ensemble cast. But again, selfishly, I'll just say that when I turned on Golden Girls, I liked to watch for Betty White. I liked to watch for Rose's sense of humor. You always felt like the studio applause was always ready to erupt with laughter and applause when Betty White had a line to say in a particular scene. She was the true definition of a comedy scene stealer because you were just waiting for her punchline in just about every scene that she was in. So we'll come back to this, but 10,000 votes on Facebook Live so far, and 88% saying that it is the Golden Girls is their favorite Betty White TV show. There was the other option. Let me know here in the Facebook Live comment section, YouTube Live as well. Hello to YouTube. Hope everyone's doing well this New Year's Eve, and perhaps you've already ushered in the new year, depending on where you're watching this live stream from. If you're joining us, from another country, a lot of international folks, of course, joining us on YouTube. So if you are, of course, already in 2022, a little bit in the future, Happy New Year to you. And again, we're all just here reacting to this terrible news that Betty White has passed away just about roughly 3 weeks shy of her 100th birthday. Carrie Ann, hashtag HJB. I used to watch the Golden Girls with my grandmother. She was my favorite Golden Girl with her sense of humor. I think that's one of the things about Golden Girls too, that makes it such a beloved show, is that it was a show that you would watch with your mom or your grandma, your aunt or your sister or your best friend. Especially the younger generation. You're going to find people that that would watch it with, as Carrie is noting here, with your grandma. And you know what's so funny about Golden Girls is it's one of those shows that it does cross over generationally from older audiences to younger audiences. Even when I would watch it growing up, you would of course laugh at the same jokes that maybe your mom and your dad or your grandmother or grandfather would laugh at. It had a way of crossing over from generation to generation. It's timeless humor, and Betty White was a really big part of that. Emily Button, hashtag HJB. I'm now watching Match Game from back in the 70s. She is one of the participants. Rest peacefully, Mrs. White, from Newfoundland. Talking quite a bit about her illustrious game show past as well. Match Game. I didn't really watch all that much, but she was a guest panelist on Match Game, and going back to the 70s. And I've never seen Match Game. She was also on Password too. Of course, Password, another legendary game show, like an old school game show. If you watch like Game Show Network, I have friends who just are always watching game shows, old and new. And Password, one of the most legendary ones, as is Hollywood Squares. Hollywood Squares, just because of its iconic set design. Just one of those legendary shows that it's just iconic. You see it and you know that that's Hollywood Squares. Betty White also on that show quite a bit as well. Tawny, hashtag KJB. I loved Betty White from the Mary Tyler Moore Show to the Golden Girls. She was iconic. Rest in heaven, Betty White is the comment here from Tawny. Fawn Wright, hashtag KJB. She will be missed. I loved watching her on Golden Girls and Mama's Family. I still watch the reruns of both shows when they are on. Rest in peace, Betty. Rosemary Hearn Stockton, hashtag KJB. I love watching the Golden Girls over and over. I don't care if it was the same episodes. I still watch it and laugh. Rest in peace, Betty White. We love you, and we are going to miss you. Just an endless amount of love here. Feel free, folks, to share some memories too. If you have memories about particular moments in life when, so how many times have we gone to our televisions for comfort in times too when we're maybe having a really crummy day, just having a crummy moment. Maybe somebody passes away and you go to your TV and you go to a show like the Golden Girls and you would put that on for comfort. I think that there are a lot of, you might not even be able to remember a specific moment in time, but how many frowns have been turned upside down by somebody like Betty White, by Betty White herself, just from being as infectious and as charismatic and as humorous of a personality as she was. She saved lives. There's no doubt about it. She saved people from their own grief with whatever they were dealing with, and that's the power of the medium that is what has become the modern day sitcom. Is that sitcoms and just comedy in general can really make you feel this sense of love, and it's hard to put into words. But people who have put on a sitcom and laughed on an otherwise what would have been a really crummy day know exactly what I'm talking about. We'll look for some more comments. We'll load a bunch up here into the queue. Yeah, Tracy, we're going to get to your comment. I completely agree. I think that this is also a call to action. This isn't just January 17th is going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal. And perhaps maybe there is a call to action for one of her causes like animal activism and animal welfare. Perhaps there can be something that can be organized to give back to a cause that she was so passionate about. Maybe utilizing that date, January 17th, as a way to do something tremendously good for the world and for the animals that, speaking of frowns being turned upside down, if you have a dog, a cat, a four-legged friend at home, your animals, of course, precious members of your family, as I have, of course, a couple cats at home that put big smiles on my face. It's perhaps something can be organized in Betty White's name. I think that is something that would really, really mean a whole lot to her, considering that was such an enormous part of her life. We'll load up a few more comments. Let's get to Justin. Hey, Justin. Hashtag HJB. I used to watch Golden Girls with my grandma, which was one of her favorite shows, even though she would she wouldn't get, or she would get the innuendos and jokes. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, the innuendos were, sometimes there was a little bit of a generational gap with some of Rose's shtick on Golden Girls every now and again, but it was pretty universal to me. There were, of course, plenty of innuendos and the jokes, but I feel like a lot of times that it crossed over from generation to generation. There's no doubt about it. Rosemary, hashtag AJB. Yes, she and other ladies, they were amazing. Now all the Golden Girls are in heaven together. Now they can do more together. Fly high, Betty White. Rest in peace. Prayers to her family and all. Paul joining us, hashtag AJB. Betty inspired the world. Rest in paradise, Betty White. Yeah, you know, I want to leave up this comment just for a second. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of the tributes and the tweets that are going to come out from the other female comedy geniuses that I don't know if they have the same level of access or the same influence that they have without somebody like Betty White to pave that path. I'm really looking forward to seeing some of those modern day comedy geniuses come forward, and I'm sure it's, but you know what though, it's so difficult on a day like today, especially if in, you know, in Hollywood, if you knew Betty White, if Betty White touched you in some way, it can be really difficult to just, you know, one moment Betty is with us and another she's gone. So it might take some time for celebrities, and I'm really looking for those female comedy titans that are out there to offer what Betty White meant to them. It might take them some time before they're able to properly, articulate the emotions and what Betty meant to them and their path forward through the industry. Tracy, yeah, this is the comment I was talking about from Tracy. Hashtag KJB. Now I hope they will do a celebration of her life on her heart. And yeah, January 17th, you can only imagine now that is going to be a special date. It would have been the day that Betty White would have turned 100 years old. It's a somber date, but it's also a date too that can be used for extraordinary good. And I think we can all agree that Betty White wouldn't want us all to be somber and down and depressed and feeling terrible on what would have been her 100th birthday. I think that Betty White would have loved for there to be laughs and genuine celebration. And yes, that Rose shtick and humor that we love from Golden Girls. I think that there's just a tremendous opportunity there, and I'll be very curious to see how family, friends, and really just the Hollywood community rallies now and what they do with that very, very precious and sacred January 17th date. Linda Sarge, hashtag KJB. It seems almost fitting to end a year of so much loss and sorrow with such sad news. She seemed immortal. She left the world a better place for humans and four-legged friends. Let's talk about that. People usually come and go on our live streams. I was talking about 10 minutes ago, maybe 15 or so minutes ago, that 2020 has been really crummy. 2021 was crummy too. These have been 2 years that, on the whole, are some of the worst in modern U.S. history. You don't need a committee. You don't need somebody with a fancy degree. The last 2 years have stunk. They've been terrible. It's been filled with death and destruction and COVID. It's just been awful, and so much divisiveness in the world, both politically and even non-politically. There's just so much out there that has been that leaves so much to be desired as far as what we can aspire to be as a country, and there has been tremendous loss. There has been tremendous sorrow. There has been a lot of crummy times over the last 24 months or so. And you know, COVID is a big reason for that. Now, Omicron cases are spiking, and you would only hope. I mean, we don't know what led to Betty White's passing. But here, from TMZ a short time ago, a source close to Betty telling the TMZ that she didn't have any sudden illness, nor was she battling any particular ailment. We're told she's believed to have died from natural causes. So, and TMZ adding a little bit of a note here that that Betty rarely left her home once the pandemic began. Of course, especially with the initial breakout of COVID-19 really having an adverse effect on the immunocompromised and those who are elderly. And so not surprising at all that Betty would not leave her home quite a bit once the pandemic began. But again, TMZ reporting that she died from natural causes. Linda, your comment, yeah, I left it up here just because my heart sank, and you never want COVID to claim another life. We've had enough just terrible loss of life with COVID-19. And based on this initial or this follow-up report here by TMZ, again, sourcing TMZ here, they are saying that Betty is believed to have died of natural causes. But the reason that I bring it up to begin with is because Omicron cases are soaring across the country. I'm here in Florida. They are soaring in Florida. We have, I think, broken a state record 4 in the last 7 days, or 4 out of the last 7 statewide reports. They have shattered the record for COVID cases in a single day. So it makes your heart sink when you realize that we are on this particularly terrible wave of COVID with the Omicron variant right now, and we lose somebody like Betty White. But again, TMZ reporting that Betty White is believed to have died of natural causes. Ronald Howard, hashtag HeyJB. I loved her in the Golden Girls. She was great. She was one of a kind. Timeless. And Betty's just, you just see her and it's just like a smile on your face, right? It's just one of those instantaneous reactions. It is, look at her there with an award. It's there with holding an Emmy. It's absolutely just breathtaking how incredibly well she aged. And also too, really over the last several decades, people would comment all the time. That was the running joke on social media, that Betty White just never changes. She just had this one-of-a-kind way of aging that she always had that look on her face, that smile, and that timeless look, that timeless Betty White look. It's really hard to put into words. Let's see here. Tracy saying that she was a huge Dolly Parton fan. Let's go to April's comment here next. Ronald, thanks for yours. April's comment, hashtag HeyJB, my prayers go out to her family. Rest in peace. You will be missed. Beautiful lady and a beautiful soul. Folks, we're going to make this a last call for your hashtag HeyJB comments to be included here on our live stream. We're going to be wrapping up here in about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you would like to have your comment included on our live stream, you can use hashtag HeyJB on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. There's a moment on screen that you remember Betty White from and you'd like to point out, use hashtag HeyJB. If there's a moment in your own home, maybe when you were watching Betty White and something that you remember about one of the characters that she portrayed in her illustrious television career, again, just let us know with a hashtag HeyJB with your comment, and we'll try to feature as many as we can over the last 5 to 10 minutes of the stream. Excuse me. And I'm just reading through a whole bunch. Yeah, it's an emotional day. I'm reading a lot of comments too. People who are commenting about my demeanor. This kind of news stinks to deliver, by the way. This is not, this is the type of news that really is the worst. To share news with people that is so heartbreaking, and knowing that people are watching this live stream right now and learning of this news, that's heartbreaking for me, just to know that I'm delivering this news to you. Some of the commenters are here noting, but also too, it's about, just as Betty would have wanted, it's also about sharing memories and sharing happier times from an incredible life, an incredible, legendary life. Someone who did so much good for people on 2 legs and for creatures on 4. Just to be able to read some of your comments. I'm humbled by a lot of your comments, and some of the comments that I've been reading here are unbelievably touching. My favorite comments that I've been reading are the ones where people have been saying that they would get on the couch with their own grandma and watch the Golden Girls, and that they would laugh at the same jokes. That to me is the timeless sense of humor that Betty brought to that program. And also too, how the Golden Girls is just always going to be forever loved as this show that a bunch of very, very different older ladies could all come together and make you crack up in different ways. Let's read some more comments here in the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter as well. Twitter, we'll try to get to as many Twitter comments as well. And let's start with the poll here. Did we ever reach 20,000? Oh wow, we're just about to reach 20,000 votes in our interactive poll. But it's a runaway. This poll is a complete and total runaway. What's your favorite Betty White TV show? It's holding firm at 88%. 88% of people. I'll get you the exact count. 17,285 people voted for Golden Girls, but not to leave out Mary Tyler Moore Show. That 1,000 votes there. Hot in Cleveland too, getting approximately 760 votes. That's one of her more recent works in the comedy TV world. But yeah, it's an overwhelming runaway for Golden Girls with 88% of the votes. So we'll close out this poll. And now that we have reached 20,000 votes, and just say that definitively that the favorite Betty White TV show out there is without a doubt, Golden Girls. Again, the last call for your hashtag HJB comments, spreading love and happiness and memories of Betty White, whether it's a moment that you remember her from her work on Golden Girls or another show that you loved, or maybe it was one of the random award shows that maybe got a little bit too dry and boring in a spell, and then Betty White showed up and completely turned it on its head and made it fun. Whatever your comment, your question is, just use hashtag HJB, and we'll bring up as many as we can here out of the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Twitter comment sections as well. A lot of love here as well for the Mary Tyler Moore Show, of course. Yeah, playing Sue Ann on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. All right. Let's get through these final comments here with hashtag HJB. Again, use hashtag HJB if you want your comment to be featured on our live stream. If you don't want that, if you don't want your name and your picture up on the live stream here on the right side of the screen, just don't use the hashtag. We'll let your comment continuously scroll on by. Let's get to wow. Yeah, there's a ton coming in right now. Let's see. I think, we just did. Okay, so April Haynes, hashtag HJB, my prayers go out to her family. Rest in peace. You will be missed, beautiful lady and a beautiful soul. Deborah Wickel, hashtag HJB, sad day for all of us, having such a beautiful lady whom an inspiration to the whole world. Rest in peace, our sweet Betty, having gained another angel. Tanya Nay, hashtag HJB. There will be a Golden Girls party in heaven on New Year's. Rest in peace, Betty White. Isn't it? You want to just, that's what you want, right? When it comes to Betty White and it comes to the memory of her being in heaven with the rest of the Golden Girls. You just want to see her up there. The whole show. I mean, Dorothy and Rose and Blanche and just all of them up there together. You want to see them like putting up a champagne glass and toasting in a new year. Maybe that is just the little push that we need, the little bit of toast of good luck that we need to put the ills of 2020 and 2021 behind us, because they've stunk. I'm sick of 2020. I'm sick of 2021. I'm sick of COVID. We need 2022 to kind of kick into high gear fast and us to get back to the way that things were. And who knows, maybe from a higher place that can be accomplished. At least that's my glass half full kind of way of looking at it. All right, let's get to Tanya. Thank you for your comment. Laura here, Laura Harnish, hashtag HJB. Betty did everything on her terms right to the last minute. It's fitting of her to end the year like this. She will be missed. And I think what Laura is getting at here is that how many people are going to be maybe pouring a little bit of champagne or doing a little New Year's Eve toast tonight, and they're going to be saying, for Betty! Or at least I would hope so. That a lot of people, as we usher in 2022, that we do so with Betty White in mind, especially if she was somebody with her sense of humor and her wit, if she was someone who touched you and made you smile through her works, through various sitcoms and in television history. Tracy Salisbury, hashtag KJB, having gained another angel. She made the world laugh in times of stress and sorrow. She will be hugely missed, even here in New Zealand. Rest in heaven, sweet Betty. Happy New Year's, though, from New Zealand. Yeah, people around the world who know Betty White and know Rose's character from Golden Girls. It's hard not to laugh when you watch that show and you see a scene with Rose in it. Mayra, hashtag HeyJB. I just want to hug you. You're almost in tears. We can all cry together. Yeah, it's an emotional live stream. Yeah, this one. Again, sometimes you'll cover people who have passed away, and you're brought back down to reality. I'll explain how it works with the very unique job that I have when I read thousands and sometimes many thousands of comments in a live stream. Sometimes I read tons of comments in real time. One of the things I do is I talk and read all at once, and I will see when somebody passes away and we do an obituary style live stream. Sometimes I'm brought back to reality really fast because someone will say something negative about the person that has passed away, because perhaps maybe it's a politician, maybe it's somebody who has had a checkered past, someone who is divisive from their past, or they are known for something that isn't something that necessarily you would want to be known for. I haven't seen a single, not a single negative comment on this stream. It has been all love. It has been all universal. And it speaks to the person and the personality that was Betty White. So yeah, it's an emotional stream because this is one of those live streams that you're not going to find any negativity. It's the only negativity is the fact that we lost Betty White. It's all positive and love and admiration for somebody who gave their career and really their entire life to making us laugh and smile and giggle. It's hard to put into words how universally beloved I have seen Betty White to be in the comment section across all of our social media platforms. Carrie Molef, hashtag HeyJB, this is very sad news indeed. What a beautiful gem. May she rest in peace. And I think we got about 5 or so more. Sam, hashtag HeyJB, my grandma loved her. I remember watching her in the Golden Girls with my grandma when I was a kid. Yeah, a lot of memories of people across generations, families coming together across generations and watching Betty White. Stacey Jackson, hashtag HeyJB, she was a beautiful lady and she was loved. She was beautiful. She was elegant. She had this elegant beauty to her, this grace and this elegance that was timeless, and she's just such a firecracker, because with all of her elegance and grace, she was still hilarious. It's again, one of a kind was Betty White. Heather Marie, hashtag HeyJB, she spent time at home watching TV, reading and doing crossword puzzles since the start of COVID. Rest in peace, Betty. Yeah, and you can picture it, right? You can picture that in your head just because it's Betty White. Kayleen Edwards, hashtag HeyJB, I think my grandma and her would get along perfect and be great friends. I hope they meet up there. Yeah, oh, my grandparents are also hanging out with Betty White tonight. Tell me that's not an incredible New Year's Eve party. If you could be at Betty White's New Year's Eve party in heaven, that would be a banger, as the new kids call it, right? Mary Anderson, hashtag HeyJB. We watched on Mary Tyler Moore and Mama's Family before Golden Girls. She was an amazing actress, so talented and funny, class act all the way. Her and Alan are finally reunited. Her only true love. Betty White. Married to Alan Ludden back in 1963. He passed away in 1981. So it's been 40 years. 40 years since Betty was with her husband, now being reunited. It's certainly a touching thought when you put it that way. So thank you, Mary. Mary, we'll end out with your comment. We really appreciate everybody joining us here on WFLA Now with hashtag HeyJB, spreading some of the love, the memories, the cherished moments from what was an illustrious career. We're talking about somebody who did this over, how many decades was it? Was it 8 or 9 decades? I mean, it was 9 decades, getting her start in 1930 at 8 years old, making her first appearance in front of a microphone on a radio program. Someone who has literally their entire life been entertaining others, making us feel good, making us smile, making us laugh, giggle, and some of the moments that perhaps for a lot of us, the hardest moments to laugh and giggle. Betty White did it all, and she was not just a titan of the television industry, both in front of and behind the camera, but she's also just a beloved person in this world who is sorely going to be missed. Betty White passing away at the age of 99. You can click on the link in the description on this video. It'll take you over to WFLA.com or our Nexstar Sister Stations app or website where you can read more. And I can imagine that in the hours ahead, there is going to be an incredible outpouring of support by many celebrities, people that knew her from her time, of course, in various works on TV and in film as well. All the celebrities that are going to come out with touching tributes. It's going to be one of those days you're really going to want to refresh Twitter especially and look for those tributes because they are going to be touching, to say the least. But yeah, wherever you're watching from, if Betty White meant something to you and she made you laugh and smile, perhaps raise a glass for her tonight. Her passing away this New Year's Eve 2021, just 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks in front of her, what would have been her 100th birthday. I think it's safe to say that January 17th, 2022, when she would have been 100, is going to be a very special day in the world of Hollywood. So again, Betty White passed away at the age of 99 years old. Click on the link in the description of this video. It'll take you over to more in an article form where you can read more about her illustrious career and how she lived a one-of-a-kind life. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm JB Biunno. We'll see you next time on #HeyJB on WFLA Now, powered by 1-800-ASK-GARY. Thanks so much for being with us, and we'll see you next time here, everybody, on WFLA Now.